is News 3 Now at 6.
Thank you for joining us. We have continuing coverage on the coronavirus pandemic as Elections Commission officials try to determine how to proceed with next week's election. Plus, the body of a McFarland man is found in the Milwaukee River more than 6 weeks after he went missing. But first tonight, UW police are searching for a suspect or suspects in a double homicide in the Arboretum this morning. Madeline O'Neill is live at the Wingard Drive entrance near where this happened. Maddie?
Charlotte, UW police are still here investigating, as they have been pretty much all day since an emergency call came in around 6:30 this morning. You can see this path is still closed. That's because police say a jogger called to say she found a man and a woman in the ditch off of that path. Authorities say the man was found dead on scene and the woman was taken to the hospital and died shortly after. UW police aren't releasing any information about potential murder weapons or cause of death. Police also say it's too early to know if this was a random attack, but they don't believe it was a murder-suicide.
We do believe that we are indeed dealing with a homicide, and we believe there is an individual out there, presumably still living, that's connected to this incident.
As UW police officers canvass the neighborhood, which requires being near each other and those they're interviewing, they say they're still trying to be as mindful of COVID-19 safety protocol as possible. Now, of course, the Arboretum and this path here is usually a really well-traveled area with walkers, bikers, runners. Tonight on News 3 Now at 10, we'll hear from some in the neighborhood who frequent the Arboretum here.
Maddie O'Neill live near the Arboretum. Thank you, Maddie. Also developing tonight, the body of a local freshman student at UW Milwaukee has been found in the Milwaukee River. Yesterday, around 5 p.m., police responded to a body in the water, which has now been identified as 18-year-old Sean Bake of McFarland. He was reported missing February 14th, last seen leaving a UWM dorm about a mile northeast of where the body was found. Police believe Bake and another student were using LSD at the time, and that the other student had a bad reaction. Bake had sent a text to family members saying, quote, "I love you guys. I am so sorry." The investigation is ongoing.
Back in Madison, UW Hospital is back to normal after a shots fired incident there this morning. According to a UW police spokesperson, 2 Fitchburg police officers were transporting a man to the hospital for treatment. Then the man tried to disarm one of the officers. During the struggle, a shot was fired into the ceiling. No injuries were reported, and the man was arrested.
Now to our coronavirus top stories. We now have at least 1,400 positive cases in Wisconsin. Rock County now reporting its first death. Governor Evers has asked President Trump to issue a major disaster declaration for the state. This comes after initial claims for unemployment benefits topped 24,000 yesterday in the state, the highest single-day total since the outbreak started. A disaster declaration would give Wisconsin access to federal assistance like hazard mitigation, community disaster loans, and crisis counseling. Governor Evers also announced 2 state-run voluntary isolation facilities will open tomorrow. One is at the Lowell Center in Madison. The other is at a Super 8 motel in Milwaukee. The governor says they'll be used to house people who have tested positive coronavirus or are experiencing symptoms. In order to stay at one of those facilities, medical providers or public health officials will have to refer you.
2 more Dane County deputies have tested positive for COVID-19. The men are 27 and 46 years old, and they are quarantining at home. Right now, 11 deputies have been tested. 4 have come back positive, 5 are negative, and 2 tests are still pending. 2 inmates in the jail have also tested positive. According to a statement from the sheriff's office, the common thread in these positive cases is that the positive cases were either working or being housed in 2 sections of the city-county building. With 1 week to go until the spring primary, state election commissioners aren't sure every vote will be counted. They discussed it in a meeting this morning. Amy Reed joins us now to explain the challenges in both having this primary and moving it.
There's still a lot of uncertainty about the election that's still scheduled to go on a week from today. The Wisconsin Elections Commission worries about how it's going to play out, but now it's in the court's hands.
There's an avalanche coming at the clerks.
In a special meeting of the Elections Commission.
This is profoundly troubling. We are making the best of a bad situation, but doing our best in a bad situation is still one of the least desirable outcomes.
Commissioners couldn't decide what to do.
We're going to have absentee ballots that are arriving late. We're going to have absentee ballots that aren't getting to voters through no fault of any voter, but simply by virtue of the circumstances we find ourselves in.
With the election a week away, the body told clerks absentee ballots can be counted the next morning as long as the ballots were in by the deadline. But other rule changes the commission can't make, even as they question how the election will go.
We cannot guarantee that the May 12th date is going to be any better in terms of the spread of the virus or whatever. As a matter of fact, it could be a lot worse.
Only the legislature or the courts can postpone the election. In a statement to me today, Assembly Speaker Robin Vos said Republicans and Democrats agree the election should happen April 7th, saying, quote, "I'm confident that voters and election officials will rise to the challenges that this election may bring. During this pandemic, we need more democracy, not less." Multiple lawsuits in the courts now could postpone the election. The city of Madison filed a brief in federal court yesterday saying an election where thousands will be denied the right to vote is not a full and fair election.
We definitely see people who are potentially disenfranchised if nothing changes.
Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway echoed that to me today, saying the city clerk has been working 90 to 110-hour weeks trying to get their work done in time.
We've put forward an absolutely Herculean effort in the clerk's office to process all those requests and get all those ballots to people. But, quite frankly, we're running out of time.
A federal judge will hold a hearing on ongoing litigation tomorrow, but for the time being, clerks ask that you request your absentee ballot, fill it out, and get it back to them as soon as you possibly can. Don't wait for the deadline.
Thank you, Amy.
City of Middleton also echoing that message tonight to ensure your absentee ballot is counted. City Clerk Lori Burns asking people to consider delivering their completed ballots instead of mailing it in. The city has consolidated all polling locations and voting will take place at Cromery Middle School. They're asking people to take their ballots there by 8 p.m. on Election Day or to a drop box located in the library parking lot on Hubbard Avenue. The final pickup time at that drop box is 7 p.m. on Election Day. New at 6, the state Supreme Court has ruled that Dane County Clerk Scott McDonald's advice for voters to declare themselves indefinitely confined when requesting their absentee ballot was, quote, legally incorrect. When voters make that distinction, they're not required to upload a picture of their ID to receive an absentee ballot. McDonald made the statement on Facebook that voters could say they're indefinitely confined because of the governor's safer at home order. Justice has sided with state GOP leaders who filed a lawsuit stating clerks don't have the authority to allow all voters to escape the voter ID requirement.
Pittsburgh Mayor Aaron Richardson is calling for additional poll workers to help so Election Day can run as planned. He says a lot of people who usually run the polling center are older and do not feel comfortable working during the pandemic. Richardson is asking younger workers to step up to replace them. He says they are taking additional safety precautions, including having poll workers wear gloves and masks, asking people to bring their own pens, and making plans for continuous cleaning. New at 6, COVID-19 has unfortunately triggered xenophobia and racist remarks directed at the Asian population here in Madison. Jamie Perez spoke to an expert today who explains how this is an example of how history repeats itself.
This is a lesson about how we need to be better to each other during this time. First, let me tell you what's become an unacceptable reality for Asian Americans right here in our community. Cynthia Liu is a senior at UW-Madison. She said she went to the grocery store to pick up some items when a man approached her and asked her if she was from China.
So I just said I'm from Chicago, and he was like, oh, okay, good. Because if you are from China, then I'm getting the away from you. I didn't even have any time to reply. I think I was just so shocked. Some people pretended like they didn't see it, though, and that kind of bothered me as well.
These types of comments are hurtful to everyone in the Asian community.
You feel it.
Cindy Cheng is the director of Asian American Studies at UW-Madison. Cheng said history has a way of repeating itself, and it's happening right now.
Right, and so they would look to the Chinese for being the ones that spread smallpox, syphilis. And in the turn of the 20th century, in 1900s, there was also an outbreak of the bubonic plague in San Francisco. Once again, they looked to Chinese immigrants as as somehow the perpetrators, right? And these are always the fear, whatever they identify as foreign elements that are suspicious, they cast that.
Race is this really big issue that all people of color face.
In a time where there are so many things we are trying to work through to ensure the health and safety of everyone, there is no room for racism. It's not the Chinese virus or any other label. Those words are hurtful, misleading.
Ignorant. Yeah, ignorant.
We've been saying it for the past few weeks. We need to come together right now. The world needs it.
People should be coming together. People shouldn't be throwing the blame game around right now. It's just not the time for that.
We really need to dig deep, right, and think through the kind of world that we would like to create, the kind of world that we want to return to. And this is a start.
Cynthia Liu also said international students are having a difficult time with this because racial history and ethnic studies are not taught in schools where many of them are from. So please be kind to one another and know that this has nothing to do with race. This is a human health issue.
To weather, a bit warmer tomorrow after a few of us saw some snowflakes today. Let's check your first one forecast with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Well, it's been a cloudy, gray day, and you're right. A few people did see snowflakes, but it didn't amount to very much. In fact, so we take a look at the live view from the Edgewater Skycam. It's just cloudy and gray out there right now. But Doppler track, you can't really detect any of that precipitation that's falling right now. So at this point, if you get a couple of flurries of snow, maybe you're just in the right spot. Otherwise, right now it's 39 in Madison. It's been a chilly day here. A little warmer out toward the Mississippi River, where they've been away from the cooling influence of Lake Michigan, even though it's about 60 miles to the east of us. Temperatures have been close to 50 in La Crosse. By tomorrow morning, we'll be down to around freezing, with skies remaining mostly cloudy overnight. But tomorrow we should see some sunshine mixed in with the clouds. That'll get our high temperature back up to 50 degrees. Be even milder for Thursday and Friday, but there'll be some showers in the forecast as well. I'll have more details and weather in a few minutes.
Thank you, Gary. The Cross Plains Police Department is doing something good. Officers are encouraging people to look on the bright side while they're practicing social distancing at home. They posted a call on Facebook asking residents to put up their Christmas lights again. It says Cross Plains is an awesome place, but in lights, it's amazing.
We kind of challenged our community to put up their Christmas lights again. You know, this is a really tough time right now that we're all experiencing, and so a lot of our community has some fear, and they're looking for hope. So we thought maybe we would challenge them to put their Christmas lights back on, and that's a lot of people have taken up that.
The police department is asking people to be the light and encourage people to give their friends, neighbors, and family hope. 3 organizations in Beloit are trying to help keep elementary school students busy while they're at home. Community Action Inc. of Rock and Walworth Counties, State Line Family YMCA, and the State Line Boys and Girls Club are distributing 200 activity bags. They include snacks, educational activities, colored pencils, and books. Frito-Lay and Culver's have also made donations that are included in the bags. 100 bags will be handed out at Hackett Elementary School the week of April 6th, and 100 bags will be handed out at Merrill Elementary School the week of April 13th.
Coming up next at 6, the Wisconsin Film Festival is offering a streaming option after having to cancel in-person screenings, and a nurse in Baraboo finds a unique way to safely celebrate her close friend who is battling cancer. Stay with us.
You were always the responsible one, so much like me, always taking care of everyone else. But this wasn't your responsibility. I already took care of the arrangements. The Ryans made it so easy. I didn't want you to worry about a thing. It's my last gift to you, my lovely daughter.
Feed your family for less with Hy-Vee Mealtime. Delicious meals to go that feed a family of 4 for just $19.99. That's just $5 a person. Get a lasagna dinner with breadsticks or cheese bread and a 2-liter of Coke. Or a chicken Alfredo dinner with breadsticks or cheese bread and Coke. Hy-Vee Chinese with 4 entrees, rice, egg rolls, crab rangoon, and Coke. or 2 family-sized pizzas, breadsticks, or cheese bread, and Coke. Make mealtime easy with Hy-Vee Mealtime to go.
This is online learning. Today, it's more relevant than ever. This is you, a person looking for a lasting career. And this is Herzing University's Everywhere Classroom, where you can earn a degree in nursing, healthcare, business, and IT from anywhere, online, with approachable, caring instructors. That makes online learning from Herzing University more relevant than ever.
I'm possible at Herzing.
Learn more today.
Welcome back. The Wisconsin Film Festival has found a way for people to enjoy some of the short films that were slated to premiere at this year's festival. In partnership with Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin, you can stream one Wisconsin's own short film per day on the Wisconsin Film Festival YouTube channel. That includes a documentary series called I'm a Wisconsin Dairy Farmer that highlights how they're working hard to continue producing milk right now. Each film will be available for a 24-hour period starting at noon each day. You can find links to the content on the Film Fest's social media pages or the website on your screen.
A Baraboo woman is getting support during her cancer treatment from close friends who have to stay far away. Her friend, Jan Wilson, is a nurse at SSM in Baraboo, and due to social distancing guidelines, she had to find a unique way to help her celebrate a big milestone. Photojournalist Jim Rader has this story.
I have uterine cancer, and I had surgery in January. The 5 weeks that we went through it, it wasn't bad until the last 3 or 4 days. Now I have to go up to St. Clair's SSM and have 4 more chemos. Well, it brought tears to my eyes because, you know, I mean, she's on the front lines up there at the hospital, and she's probably been exposed. And so we came home, and they had done this for us, and it's like, wow, take your time out of your crazy day with dealing with COVID and do that. So it was very nice. She can't see her grandchildren. You know, she was going to take me down last Friday, but she couldn't because she figured she was exposed. She didn't want to expose me. She's been bringing me meals, chocolate. She calls me. She sends cards. They came to the hospital twice, and all the other things that they've done has just been amazing.
You stand.
Ringing my bell.
All done.
All done with it. You know, you deal with it day by day. So, and having him to help me and drive me in.
We had really good support, and I think most people end up with that between your family and your friends. We had so much food. At one point, I think I gained 10 pounds trying to eat it all, so we didn't waste it. But excellent support, and she's tougher than she looks, too.
Some days.
Our thanks to photojournalist Jim Rader. Coming up at 6, the Village of Blue Mounds breaks ground at a new police department in Village Hall. We'll tell you what's included in that new space. And a bit of a warm-up tomorrow, but Gary also tracking showers and possible thunderstorms later in the week. Stay with us.
The road to deer season madness is at Sloan's. Get a John Deere and your Sloan deal. Get 4.9% for 48 months or $69 per month on a John Deere Z345R. Get a John Deere now during deer season madness and
Wow, you ready?
Yeah, let me just grab my wallet.
Uh-oh, I've seen this before. Wallet way too big, skinny jeans too skinny.
I'll just carry it.
Before you break something, you should know you don't actually need a wallet. With BMO Harris, you can just take cash out with your phone. Or if you need to, you can pay them with Zelle. That works? Yeah. You're stuck, aren't you?
Smile.
Woo! Those jeans are way too tight.
That feeling you get when no wallet is no big deal. That's the BMO effect.
Together makes us stronger.
And Ford is built to lend a hand, especially now, with 6-month payment relief. Buy a new Ford. We'll defer 3 payments and make 3 payments for peace of mind up to 6 months. Shop at Ford.com or contact your Ford dealer to find out more about home delivery and other vehicle service options. You have a lot to take care of. Let us help take care of you.
In 1930, we began helping people in Milwaukee who were hurt and killed by the carelessness of others. Over the past 89 years, the awards for our clients totals well into the billions of dollars, probably more than all the other personal injury firms in the state combined. When you do something for so long, you tend to get pretty good at it. And we will continue that fight for justice every day in towns throughout Wisconsin. Habish, and Rotier.
The road to deer season madness is at Sloan's. Get a John Deere and your Sloan deal. Get 4.9% for 48 months at $139 per month on a John Deere Z720E. Get a John Deere now during deer season madness and powered up with Sloan's.
It's been a cloudy, gloomy day across southern Wisconsin. The live view from the Queen Bee Radio Skycam in Platteville points to that. Even the clouds went all the way out to the Mississippi River, so our viewing area is pretty much socked in by clouds, but there hasn't been much in the way of precipitation. A few people have seen some snow flurries or gotten a little sprinkle of rain, but you can see precipitation is just too light to be detected, even on high-resolution Doppler radar. There are a few light showers across western Minnesota, but those are in the form of rain as the next weather system starts to get organized farther out to the west. We probably won't see any precipitation from that until sometime later Thursday afternoon west of Madison. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. It'll be dry for tomorrow and also a little milder. High temperatures will be back to around 50. It'll be even milder for Thursday and Friday with high temperatures around 60 Thursday and then the lower 60s for Friday. But there'll be some shower chances. West of Madison beginning Thursday afternoon. The best chances of showers will be from Friday into Friday night. There could even be a thunderstorm Friday afternoon as well ahead of a cold front. On Weather Track, you can see lots of clouds across Wisconsin, but not far out to the west. Skies were actually sunny across Minnesota and Iowa, and temperatures were quite a bit milder there. Showers and some strong to severe thunderstorms moved through South Carolina, Georgia, and down into northern Florida today. But out to the west, the next weather system moving farther to the north. So that means that it's going to be preceded by milder Pacific air, and even following the storm system, I don't think the air is going to cool down very much. Right now, things are pretty chilly, not only because of the cloud cover, but because of northerly and northeasterly winds right off of Lake Superior and Lake Michigan spreading inland through much of the state of Wisconsin. Farther out to the west, though, notice this warm front, and temperatures switch around to the south on the other side of that front. Look at the difference in temperatures. 30s to around 40 degrees through much of Wisconsin and Michigan. Farther out to the west, temperatures are in the 70s in the central Nebraska. I don't think we're going to get quite that warm, but we probably will be back into the lower 60s by Thursday and Friday. First, we have to get rid of the clouds. That will happen at least partially tomorrow. We'll see some breaks in the clouds. Then the winds become a little more southeasterly. That gets them off of the Great Lakes. That should warm us up as well. Look for a chance of showers by Thursday afternoon, mainly west of Madison. The better chances for showers will probably arrive later Thursday night, more likely Friday afternoon, when there could even be a thunderstorm. It'll be right along a cold front where winds shift around to the northwest behind it. But even behind that front, temperatures will go from the lower 60s on Friday to the lower 50s on Saturday, be back up close to 60 degrees by Sunday. So our forecast for tomorrow calls for variably cloudy skies. It'll be a little milder, high temperature at 50 degrees. And as we take a look at the 7 to 10 day forecast, temperatures will stay in the 60s for Friday. Showers, perhaps an afternoon thunderstorm. Showers should end on Saturday morning. Temperatures will drop back into the middle 50s and then back up to around 60 by Sunday. Look for temperatures to be near 70 by Tuesday with some showers and thunderstorms in the middle of next week and a little cooler. My high still around 60 by Thursday and Friday. We'll be right back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
We at Patriot Paving want to remind you we're all in this together. Be kind. Enjoy the time with your family. Help your neighbor. We can and will get through this together and be stronger than before. Stay calm, stay positive, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah, I'm a home builder, and I go to Nuns. Why? Well, my clients love them because they have all those smarty pants appliances. You know, like those fancy touchscreen fridges and ovens that text you when dinner's ready. Personally, I don't care for all that techie stuff. I'll stick to my good old-fashioned icebox, thank you very much. But hey, my clients love those smarty pants appliances, so we go to Nuns.
Nuns, kitchen, bath, and flooring.
The ups and downs of frequent mood swings can plunge you into deep depressive lows, take you to uncontrollable highs, or make you feel both at once. Overwhelmed by bipolar 1 symptoms? Ask about Vraylar. Some medications only treat the lows or the highs. Vraylar effectively treats depression, acute manic, and mixed episodes of bipolar 1. Full spectrum relief of all symptoms with just one pill once a day. Elderly patients with dementia-related psychosis have an increased risk of death or stroke. Call your doctor about unusual changes in behavior or suicidal thoughts. Antidepressants can increase these in children and young adults. Report fever, stiff muscles, or confusion, which may mean a life-threatening reaction. Or uncontrollable muscle movements may be permanent. Side effects may not appear for several weeks. Metabolic changes may occur. Movement dysfunction, restlessness, sleepiness, stomach issues are common side effects. When bipolar 1 overwhelms, Vraylar helps smooth the ups and downs.
Culligan Water not only sells the best water softeners, but also rents them. Big box plumbers and online sellers don't. With renting, you never pay for repairs or extended warranties. And Culligan softeners are backed by the world's largest dealer network. Get better water. Contact Culligan.
We at Patriot Paving want to remind you we're all in this together. Be kind. Enjoy the time with your family. Help your neighbor. We can and will get through this together and be stronger than before. Stay calm, stay positive, and we'll see you soon.
Hi folks, Wednesday morning we're giving parents some advice on how to teach your kids from home.
And we'll tell you why one local office says now is the time to make sure your will is in order and how they're helping.
We'll see you starting at 4:30 on News 3 Now this morning.
New campaign finance reports show Wisconsin Supreme Court hopeful Jill Karofsky outraised incumbent Justice Dan Kelly over the last 2 months. The reports show Karofsky raised $1.9 million between February 4th and March 23rd. So far this year, she's raised more than $2 million, with $1.3 million coming from the state Democratic Party. Kelly has raised about $779,000 for the year. Democratic presidential frontrunner Joe Biden has come out in support of a pair of Wisconsin school district referendums. He says he supports those referendums in Milwaukee and Racine, both heavily Democratic cities. The highly unusual move comes as Biden and other candidates have been sidelined due to the coronavirus pandemic. Neither Biden nor his Democratic opponent, Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders, have campaigned in Wisconsin this year.
The village of Blue Mounds will soon have a brand new modernized police department in Village Hall. This project just broke ground. It will give the Village Hall 4 times the amount of space. The police department will have a multi-purpose room for municipal court, law enforcement training, interview room, separate workspace for officers, and a meeting room in the chief's office. The project is expected to be completed in the fall of this year.
Now we turn to Gary. One final check of the forecast.
Lots of clouds out there. The live view from the Edgewater Sky Camp downtown Madison. You can see mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures in the 30s for the most part, although a little bit milder out to the west. Temperatures in the lower 40s toward the Mississippi River. Tomorrow, look for a little more sunshine mixed in with the clouds. That'll get high temperatures up to around 50 degrees. And then we'll be even milder for a high with a high of 60 on Thursday. And then some showers, maybe a thunderstorm on Friday, 62. Then we drop back to 54 Saturday, and then temperatures back into the 60s, maybe close to 70 by Tuesday of next week.
Gary, thanks a lot. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
Have a great evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.